From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, February the 28th, 2020. We open with Israel's next and third round of elections coming up this Monday, March the 2nd. 3 opinion polls were published yesterday and today, one of them showing Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu with a slight lead over Blue and White Party leader Benny Gantz, but none of the polls show either party having a needed majority in the Knesset, leaving Israel once again in a deadlock. The Kan public broadcaster poll gave Likud 35 seats to Blue and White's 34. Yisrael Hayom newspaper gave both Likud and Blue and White 33 seats each, and the Ma'ariv newspaper gave each of the parties 34 seats. We will have a live election show here on JBS Monday night beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern to report on the elections and the results. Also on Monday, as we reported to you, the Vatican is set to unseal the World War II archives of Pope Pius XII. There have been many questions and grave concerns about what the Vatican knew and did not know, and what the pontiff knew at the time of the Holocaust and what he did or did not do. World Jewish Congress President Ronald Lauder praised the move of unsealing the files, saying that due to sustained efforts between the global Jewish community and the Catholic Church in the decades since the war, the Vatican has become a friend and ally to the Jewish people. The opening of the archives represents a pivotal moment in the history of Catholic-Jewish relations and our ongoing interfaith dialogue. Lauder added that Pope Francis is demonstrating a commitment to learning and airing the truth, as well as to the significance of Holocaust memory. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced a new campaign to combat anti-Semitism in the Empire State. The No Hate in Our State campaign, which includes a first-in-the-nation domestic terrorism law, as well as an additional $25 million for religious not-for-profit organizations vulnerable to hate crimes, also includes an education curriculum on diversity and tolerance for students in New York and $2 million to support the state police hate crime task force. The governor held a press conference on the initiative yesterday.
And I know I speak for every good New Yorker who disassociates themselves from these acts of cowardice and vengeance and hate. We're sorry, and I apologize to the Jewish community of this state that they had to go through this. But at the same time, as governor, I say, this is not who we are as New Yorkers and not what we believe. And that's what this stand and this activism represents.
A number of Jewish leaders joined the governor, including the CEO of the Anti-Defamation League, Jonathan Greenblatt, and the executive vice chairman of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, Malcolm Hoenlein, who both strongly welcomed the initiative.
You have spoken to this core issue, that anti-Semitism is anti-American. And it's not just a Jewish problem, it's everyone's problem.
George Washington said, "To bigotry, no sanction." That has to become the theme for all of us. Zero tolerance for intolerance. No excuses, no exceptions.
Cuomo had met with more Jewish leaders to discuss the campaign, including with Executive Vice President of the Orthodox Union, Alan Fagan, who said the governor is setting an example that we hope other states across the country will follow. The Jewish Federation of Greater Pittsburgh has a new project to help protect children in Jewish day schools and synagogue religious schools. Volunteers this past Sunday packed 500 emergency kits called Go Bags, which will be on hand now in every classroom in synagogue religious schools, Jewish day schools, and preschools in Western Pennsylvania. They include first aid supplies and equipment like flashlights, hammers, whistles, phone chargers, zip ties, and tape that could be used to secure doors. President and CEO of the Federation, Jeff Finkelstein, said if we can save a life or even just help someone in distress, every penny we spend on these Go Bags will be worth it. An Israeli company said it has developed a kit to test for the coronavirus. The biomed firm BATM, based in Hod HaSharon near Tel Aviv, said production on the quick diagnostic kit was underway at a facility in Rome. The kit will allow laboratories to detect whether a patient has the virus in approximately 25 minutes. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, February the 28th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by a concert with Michelle Citrin. At 8, philanthropist Charles Bronfman speaks at the 92nd Street Y. That's followed by the documentary 1 Out of 10, where you will hear from some of the 10% of Jewish children who survived the Holocaust. At 10, an Israel travelogue, and then Kabbalat Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. And coming up right after this newscast, a look at this week's Torah portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, February the 28th, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.